What's up? So today we are back with another video. In this video today, we are going to be giving you guys a update, a 3-year update of the whole SAP program and trucking. So today we are going to get right into it, and I'm going to give you guys an update about me with this whole SAP program. So with that being said, make sure you go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel. But anyways, yeah, so today marks 3 years since I failed my pre-employment drug test. As you guys know, I did end up leaving Rosedale. But with that said, I know you guys are wondering, like, does SAP get easier? What is gonna happen from here with SAP and everything? So I just want to be straight up and honest with you guys. SAP, as I've been on SAP, you know, they're easy. It's hard to find companies, but you know, I've called a lot of companies. I got those lists of companies that will hire SAP drivers. Every company is different depending on what step you are on. But with that being said, honestly, bro, I feel like SAP now is the hardest that it's ever been. Because now I'm at the 3-year mark and more companies are willing to hire me because, you know, it's been 3 years since I failed my drug test. So with it being 3 years since I failed my drug test, I have been calling a lot more companies, and a lot of companies, they say they hire after 3 years, but it's like they really don't hire after 3 years. So they say at 3 years, it's really a case-by-case basis. So with me, as you guys know, I don't stick around for a lot of these jobs. If you're not paying me, you're BSing me, I'm out of there. I'm not sticking around. I'm not gonna wait for you to, the dream that you sold me, I'll stick around for a couple months and hope, oh, maybe, you know, they're not lying. But after 3 months, 4 months, bro, of you done sold me a dream and I see nothing is changing, things are getting worse, there's no point for me to stay. That's how I feel about it anyways. So a lot of these companies, with the market being where the market is from on the outside looking in, because I don't really know the market, I just see what people are talking about, doing my research, that's how I know the market. But with that being said, how the market is the way it is, a lot of these companies are lying to drivers about, oh, we'll get you this many miles and you'll make this much money on average. And you know, it sounds good and everything to the driver, so the driver end up going there and I'm, you know, testing the waters with the company. I have talked to a lot of companies, a lot of companies these last couple of weeks. But with that being said, as I'm talking to these companies and these companies are telling me they're gonna get me anywhere between 2,500 and 3,000 miles a week, I'm just not going for it, bro. And I straight up tell them, you know, if you say you can get me 2,500 to 3,000 miles a week, I will come. You're not gonna have a problem out of me. You won't have to call my phone. Your loads will get there on time. But I need you to let me know. I know you say you can get your drivers 2,500 to 3,000 miles a week, but on average, as of right now, how many miles a week is your drivers averaging? And if they start to do that whole stuttering thing and all that other stuff, I'm like, no, it's fine, thank you. Because when these companies start stuttering and having to really think about it, 9 times out of 10, they're lying about what they can do for you as a driver. They're just trying to get you in the door. And after you get in the door, you know, you're gonna find out the truth that they can't get you these miles that they're saying they can get you. God forbid something happens to you while you're on their truck. So with all that being said, basically, I just wanted to come on here, give you guys a little update about, you know, SAP really, and let you guys know SAP is one thing. Sometimes it's gonna be hard. There's always a reason for something happening that you might not know what the reason is at that point in time. You just gotta stay focused. At the end of the day, realize your goal, realize why you got in this industry, realize the things that you want out of life, because at the end of the day, one thing that we're all promised is death, and tomorrow isn't promised. So if you know, I want to be able to make this much money, and you're at a company and you can see, bro, I'm making $300, $400, $500, $600 a week. There's no way that I'm going to be able to get where I want to be in life. So with that being said, you can, don't sit around and wait for these companies, because this is how I look at it. If something happened to you today and you're not here tomorrow, what does that company go do? They'll have a new driver in that truck within the end of the week, right? So at the end of the day, you're replaceable. So the two things that you cannot get back in this lifetime, and I've learned this from my dad passing away at a young age, is one, you cannot get time back. Time is never going to come back. Time you sat there wasting, hoping that, maybe this company's gonna do right by me, maybe I'm gonna make the money they said I was gonna make. That time that you wasted, you're not gonna get that time back. And two, the time that you're missing from your family, you're never gonna get that time back. So if you're on the road and you got into this to change your life and better your life and make money, if the company you're with isn't working out and you gave them, or I gave them 4 months, I gave them 6 months, why are we still sitting at these companies hoping and dreaming that these companies are gonna change? Because at the end of the day, they're a business and they have to focus on them. So with that being said, it's not a smart decision for them to hire SAP jobbers. But with that being said, just since one company won't hire you, doesn't mean another company won't hire you. So make sure you guys just stay focused, get you a journal, write down your goals, figure out what you want to achieve. Always remember your bigger picture, but with remembering your bigger picture, it's hard to keep going every day when you're like, oh, my big picture is having a mansion and all these cars and financially stable. Yes, but every day you're working, you see the bigger picture and you're so focused on the bigger picture, sometimes you forget to enjoy the little steps. So one thing that I do is, yes, I have my bigger picture. One day I want to own a truck. One day I want to have my own house, have not so much financial freedom, but financially stable, where my future kids and my future wife doesn't have to worry about anything. But at the same time, I know I need to break down my bigger goals into smaller goals, right? So my bigger goal, that's my bigger goal, but my smaller goals is, all right, this year I want to be able to save $10,000. This year I want to be able to save $20,000. Within the next 5 years, I want to have been able to save $120,000. It doesn't always have to just be money. It can be anything in life that you have a big goal about that you want to achieve, bro. It don't matter what you want to achieve, because everybody has different stories in life. Everybody has different needs. Everybody comes from a different background. So with everybody coming from a different background, unless we're just talking about the trucking industry. So everybody in the trucking industry, nobody is the same. You got people that, people call them super truckers. Then you got people that don't like other drivers because they wear flip-flops. Then you got the nasty drivers. Then you got the drivers that's owner ops that keep their trucks ridiculously clean. Then you got owner ops that don't care about their truck. You got company drivers that live on the road and they're stacking their money, and that's a great thing to do if you don't have family at home. Then you got company drivers that, all right, I gotta have a work-life balance because I have a family at home. Because what I'm saying is everybody has a different journey in this trucking industry. And when you realize and you become honest and true with yourself, and you realize what your journey is going to be and how your journey is going, yeah, you don't know what's gonna happen tomorrow. You don't know what's gonna happen the day after that. At the end of the day, it's your journey, bro. Just sit back, relax, remember your big goal, break your big goal down into smaller steps, into smaller goals, and just enjoy your journey. Because at the end of the day, this man can't tell you how to live your life. This man can't tell you how to live your life. Yes, they both can give you their opinions on, hey, you should try this or you should try this. But at the end of the day, it's their opinion that they're giving you from their life, trying to let you be able to use it in your life or not use it. Because at the end of the day, it's an opinion. Nobody can tell you how to live your life. Nobody can tell you what to do, when to do it, how to do it. And that's the thing a lot of people have to understand. If I'm your boss and I say, yo, you need to do this, this, and this, okay, I understand that you're my boss and I have to do that. But in life, we're talking about life, we're not talking about work, we're talking about life. Your individual life. Nobody can tell you how to live your life, bro. And after you realize that you're in control of your life, your actions have consequences, after you realize that, either one or two things are going to happen. You're going to be motivated to, all right, this is my life, I got to take control of my life, or you're going to let the outside people and the noise around you control your life. And I'm sorry, but I'm not the type of person that lets the outside noise control my life, how I live, what I do, when I do it, and how I do it. Yes, I'm going to have my job, I'm going to make my money, and while I'm working on your clock, or however you want to look at it, I'm going to do what you're telling me to do because you're my boss. You're the one that's cutting my check. But after I clock out, you cannot tell me how to run my life, what to do with my life, because at that point, it's back to my life. I get to make my own decisions, if they're right or wrong. So we're going to go ahead and get back to the topic of the title of the video, my 3-year update of SAP. And basically what I want to say about SAP is I'm 3 years in. I've done all my return to duties. I've worked companies. I've got 2 years and 8 months of experience at this time. And how has trucking changed my life? Yes, it's changed my life financially. It's helped me a lot, but it has taken a lot of time away from family. But with, that's like something you have to try to balance out. And that's one thing as a driver, I'm always trying to balance out. That's why that's something I ask when I'm speaking to these recruiters. And that's something that you guys never really hear me complain about, is my home time, because that's something I personally ask these companies, because that's something important to me. I'm not saying I'm putting my home time over making money and becoming financially stable. No, that's not what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is I'm not going to put money over my home time, but I'm not going to put my home time over money. It has to be a balance. So that's something that I personally enjoy, is as long as I can find something that gives me that balance, that's what I'm going to do. A lot of truckers are telling me that, you're staying out on the road for 2 weeks at a time. You're not a real trucker. But at the same time, you have to understand, bro, if you've been on this channel for a while, you know that I've done the 3 weeks, the month out on the road. I've done all that stuff before, bro. And I used to do it every other month. Like, I'd stay out for a month, go home for like my home time, and then go out for 2 weeks, and then stay out for like 3 weeks, and then do my home time, stay out for 2 weeks, then stay out for a month. I used to do that to, balance out my money, balance out my home time. But when the money isn't making sense, I'm never going to stay out on this road longer than I have to. So at the end of the day, it's like, that's an example. These drivers telling me I'm not a real driver because I'm not doing this and I'm not doing that. But at the same time, when I come home, I still have a family to come to. I'm not going to say all drivers, but a lot of you drivers, whenever you go home, you don't have a family to come home to because you put the road over your family. You miss so much time of your family growing up, being there with your family, spending time with your family. Yes, I know as a driver, there's going to be some things you miss, but there's no reason you miss everything. There's no reason that you miss everything. Let's say your wife just had a baby. She has the baby that night. The next morning, you're getting back on the road. There's no reason for that. And that's why a lot of you drivers, they push the narrative on you. You got to be out here. You got to be out here. You got to be out here, because they've done lost everything back at home. They've done lost everything. So the only thing that they still have is trucking. That's why they hold on so tight to it. And they figure, I have to be out here 24/7. And the reason I've came up to, the reason that these drivers do that is because on the road is what they have left. They can't go back home, because when they go back home, their mind is going to be like, you don't got nothing here. You gave it all up for this. And at the end of the day, it's like you live and you learn. There's lessons in everything. So I'm not going to sit here and keep preaching to you guys. But anyways, thank you guys for watching the video. We're out. If you have not subscribed to the channel yet, make sure you go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe. Yeah, we out, bro.
Welcome to my life.